My name is Aiden Enns, and I'm the editor of G's Magazine. And we traveled down here from Winnipeg, Manitoba, where we're from, 3 days in a car just to be here at the Wild Goose Festival. If you ask me why we came, I would say it has a lot to do with how we envision our magazine. And maybe to explain it, I would say we recently changed our tagline. We used to be called G's Magazine, Holy Mischief in an Age of Fast Faith. We changed it just with this issue, the current issue we're handing out here, to Contemplative Cultural Resistance. Those are three important things. Contemplative Cultural Resistance. We picked contemplative to remind us that we need to just sit and dwell. There's lots of stuff coming at us, and the mystery is all around us, but we have to sit and receive it, to dwell, to empty, to open ourselves up. And from that dynamic, we receive some of the strength and the insight that will sustain us as we journey forward in the movement of social justice. The second thing is cultural. The reason we're cultural is to remind us that our ideas govern our behavior. Right now, we're engaged in a lot of problematic behavior, and we need some fresh ideas, some fresh ways of looking at the world. And those come to us through what I'll call cultural products. Or bodies, or messages, or vehicles. Cultural vehicles shape our ideas, which govern our behavior. And so that's why we're engaged in a cultural enterprise such as making a magazine. It's very important and powerful, and has the ability to reinforce oppressive paradigms or subvert, challenge, or destabilize common assumptions. The third thing that we are engaged in is resistance. And this is to remind us that people of privilege, white folks, heterosexual folks, Christians in America enjoy a lot of privilege. You go down the list, able-bodied folks. To say we are about resistance is to remind us not to be complacent. Because if we do nothing, thinking, if I do nothing, that's fine, we contribute to the oppressive forces on all those markers. So we need to acknowledge, for example, our heterosexuality and say that if we don't advocate for those who are not, we're part of that body that keeps people down. If we, as property owners, which in a sense is creates a barrier for those who can't own property, can't find housing, if we don't do anything to accommodate for, to open up, to share, we become part of the system. That keeps some out of housing, for example, and others in homes with gated communities. So we got contemplative, cultural resistance. That's what G's Magazine is all about, and that's why we're here, because what I see here is a community that's engaged in looking for the sacred, discovering that life force that's all around us and in all around us, and then into culture, whether it's music or talking or products such as ours, and then resistance. The very fact that a group of Christians are meeting in a campsite sort of subverts the notion of, big fancy hotels and all that stuff. So this is a perfect venue for us to be. We feel like we're kindred spirits with the venture.
And so you had a thing there about why you're primarily in print. Or did I say that right?
You did.
Primarily in print?
Yeah, we didn't say we're exclusively in print.
Right.
With this current issue, I don't know if you can see that, with the current issue, we have 14 reasons why we are primarily in print. It comes from a deep conviction that I have that we won't, I'll use the word saved. Evangelicals like that, it harkens back to my evangelical youth. I think we are in a time of crisis. We are also in a time of despair as a community and existentially. And we will not be saved by cyber community. I know there's pockets of healing, there's pockets of redemptive community, but I think as a whole, if we all go our separate ways to our devices, whether that's physically or mentally, we will be fractured. And I think that there's a place for holdouts to question that diversion to cyberspace, that treating virtual reality as if it's totally real, or maybe even better, or hyper real. We need to stand back and question it. So at the magazine, We want to remind people that physical objects have a certain impact on us when we hold them. They invite us to slow down and not be so fractured. And I'm betting or hoping that readers discover, as they read, just that experience of reading, they discover they're able to be patient, more focused. They develop some character, fortitude, I'm hoping compassion. They discover some mercy for themselves, as they're not so distracted looking at other things, but sitting on a chair just thinking about some ideas that are quite focused. That we can move to a more contemplative, peaceful spot. This is an unpopular move for us. It's probably not the best business move for us, but we're not in it to make money or grow the business. We're in it to explore or experiment with a meaningful and hopeful and helpful way forward in this time of despair and crisis. And we think it's a good way to go. That's why we're primarily print. You can read some of the articles online or snippets, but it's sort of a teaser to get you to order the magazine and read it and share it with friends.